Live from the Caterpillar Global Communications Center at Bradley University, this is BUTV News.
Good evening and welcome to BUTV News. I'm Julia Hunt.
And I'm Micah Gatewood. This week is full of fun activities to de-stress to, so let's take a look at the news. With the start of March comes the start of Women's History Month. This national observation claims to commemorate the hard work and herstory of women in the U.S., as well as for the women in our lives who may go unsung for their dedication. Originally, it started as a local celebration within California for the week of International Women's Day on March 8th. The celebration grew in followers and was then officiated to a month in the late 80s. Here on campus, the Ali Institute launches a series to commemorate Bradley alumni Kathy Dellinger and her legacy. The program explores a unifying theme across the studies aimed to build connection. On Tuesday, March 24th, Ali will feature an author event open to the public. Located at the Hayden Clark Alumni Center, author Larissa Reinhardt brings her book, Winning the Earthquake, and discusses how the first woman in Congress faced adversity but remained courageous on her journey. Registration is required, so save up that crisp $10 in your pocket if you're interested. Visit bradley.edu/Ali for more information.
As many of you may already know, the Earth rotates about its axis at a tilt relative to the sun. This leads to the changing of the seasons in certain regions. Therefore, this March 8th, stay on the lookout for daylight savings time. This practice requires us to set our clocks forward by 1 hour during the springtime. This would take away 1 hour from sleep, and that's any sleep being had this time of semester. The practice is seen as by many as outdated, originally meant to keep farmers, and its utility is argued against. However, many hold on to the notion that daylight saving times remains a useful tool. Should we keep daylight savings time here in Central Illinois? BUTV News is happy to read your opinions in our comment section. The ladies of Epsilon Eta Chapter Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated are currently hosting Ski Wee Week from March 2nd to March 7th, so you're still on time to attend their events. This week's theme is Sister Sister, so if you're a Tia on campus, you can bring your Tamara to the events scheduled for the rest of the week. Attending would also give you an opportunity to meet BUTV screen talent Casey Hendricks. Find out more on their Instagram for more information on locations.
Nostalgia takes over this Friday at Late Night BU as guests are taken back from the future and into the 80s. The Markham Recreational Center will be redone and in retro and will host laser tag, free food, and more. Or if you just want to dance with somebody on the floor, on the round, Late Night BU has you covered. The fun comes as karaoke with friends and a roller rink to group tonight. 80s attire is encouraged, but not enforced. You don't have to be rich or cool to rule this world. Just save some extra time at 9 p.m. for a two-wheeler night.
Exciting news just came in for Bradley's athletics as they look to expand their competitive opportunities for women. An investment aims to strengthen campus spirit through our club sports. This is just a peek of what Delaney Giles has later in store.
Engineering is not for the easygoing, and thus the ladies from SWE host a de-stressing opportunity for everyone. SWE, or the Society of Women Engineers, invites all majors to a slime-making party tomorrow, Thursday, starting at 5:30. Located at Beck 2160, you can bring slime to chat and learn more about the slime-making science. If you're interested in staying connected, check out their social media.
This Friday afternoon from 5 to 7 p.m., Bradley's own Filipino club Sun Do Go is having their first meeting of the semester to discuss club plans over snacks. Located in Beck 2138, Sun Do Club celebrates Filipino culture and the community and is offering a painting activity to meet good friends. What does Sun Do Go mean, you may ask? Well, you're going to have to drop by to find out. 3 months in and the world gets crazier, but Kerrigan Craig guides us through it all in the hectic weather.
Followed by Cassie Maxwell guiding us through the turbulent entertainment news.
right there. Wait. Use the shovel and bucket of water, remember? Drown, stir, drown, feel. Then make sure it's cool.
Where'd you learn that?
SmokeyBear.com. Brushed up on some tips before we left. Don't want to start a wildfire, right?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
I woke up this morning and realized it was raining, and then realized I didn't know where my umbrella was.
I know. On a day like today, it's really unfortunate to forget a coat, an umbrella, or something. Take me, for example. That's exactly what happened. We went to my 9 a.m. Very fun.
Nice.
It's a good thing we're on a small campus. Don't have to go too far.
But it was the
100%.
worst 2-minute walk of my entire life. Trust. Well, on that note, welcome back, Braves, to your wonderful Wednesday weather report. I'm willing to bet that your guys' walks to your 9 a.m.s this morning were especially groggy with the recent weather. Looking first at the radar, the next 24 hours are full of scattered bands of light rain. The sporadic precipitation is coming up from southern Illinois and is expected to continue throughout the night tonight, alongside the rainy and misty conditions. What's the rainy conditions? These cloudy skies we are experiencing are expected to continue to persist. Next, we are going to look over at the temperature map. It's hard to believe that our southern Illinois folks are experiencing near 70-degree heat, while us here in central Illinois are experiencing the same 30s and 40s conditions. We are still bundled up with our umbrellas, unfortunately. But this week, as I said, has been pretty stagnant, staying in 40s, 50s or so. And then all this warm weather throughout the week will continue to travel up north to us, eventually reaching us over the weekend. Speaking of which, let's finally take a look at the 5-day forecast. As I was saying, temperatures are expected to rise throughout the week. With toss-ups of rainy and cloudy and sunny conditions. We do notice a slight dip in warm temperatures on Saturday with our high of 64 and our low of 40, and continuing on to Sunday with 62 and 36. But we will be back up on the rise by the time we get to Monday to start off the week with a bang. There is just something so beautiful about the Midwest fluctuating weather, so be alert of what's to come this week. Know which days to bring your jacket to class so you don't leave it at home on a muggy day like I regretfully did this morning. Now it's time for your entertainment news with Cassie Maxwell.
Hi. Smiling Friends, a fan-favorite Adult Swim series by Zach Hadel and Michael Cusack, is being canceled after just 3 seasons, leaving just 2 episodes left. However, in a rare event for the current era of television, it's the actual creators canceling the series instead of an unexpected cancellation from the network. The creators cited burnout as their reason, preferring to end the show on a high note rather than make another season without their full heart put into the project, like The Simpsons. The creators say that they may come back to Smiling Friends if they have another spectacular idea, though, as Adult Swim has said they can come back if they want to. The final 2 episodes will not be a grand finale, and they will be airing on April 12th. In more lighthearted news, though, PeoriaCon is happening this weekend. For $20 and a trip to the Peoria Civic Center, you can get access for the day to booths of merch and fellow nerds. Plus, there will be a good couple celebrities such as Andy Merrill, the voice actor of Brack on Space Ghost Coast to Coast, Edward Bosco, the voice actor of Alistair from Hazbin Hotel and Charizard from Pokemon, Eva Ladere, who plays Shiva in the Resident Evil films, and Selwyn Ward, the Red Turbo Power Ranger. If none of that speaks to you, there are a couple game tournaments, seminars, and even workshops to check out. If you're intrigued, you can find more information on their website, peoriacon.com. Now, finally, the early 2000s computer interface aesthetic of Frutiger Aero has had a revival in popularity within the last couple years, and soon people will be able to experience it as a game. The game, Frutiger Space, is being developed by Studio Genestra and it intends to be a social multiplayer game that inspires connections similarly to games like Club Penguin and IMVU. So far, the game promises dolphin racing, avatar customization, and fun little animations for your character. While the game is not quite out yet, you can join in the playtesting by joining their Discord, which can be found by looking up the name Frutiger Space on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, or Blue Sky.
It's so cool to hear about the PeoriaCon and all the things going on in Peoria. I mean, I just love that Peoria always has cool people coming through and events happening.
I agree with that. I think you hear something new every day about this kind of stuff. It's awesome.
It really is. I was so excited. I went last year and it was just an absolute ball.
Well, you'll have to tell us about it if you end up going again.
Most definitely.
We explore academic excellence with today's guest discussing law, ethics, and great communication.
All this after this short break.
Most hiring algorithms would scream me out.
Some bosses couldn't see me as a leader.
I've run this place for 20 years, but I still need to prove that I'm more than what you see on paper.
I've been running code as long as I've been able to reach a keyboard.
This is what I do. It's second nature for me, coordinating 100 details at once.
It's the way my mind works. I have a very mechanical brain.
I sold them on my skills.
You gotta be so good they can't ignore you.
My magic is
analytics and empathy. That's how getting clients. You have to have the confidence in yourself to show up and defy the odds.
I am more than who I am on paper.
I never got a college degree. And today, I'm the CEO of my own company. People want to tell me I'm one in a million, when actually I'm one of millions. Stars are all around us. It's time for them to shine.
Every day, thousands of kids start vaping. And I can't let this happen to my kid. Of course, it's awkward to talk to your kids about the dangers of vaping. Hey, bestie, how's sketches, mate? It's hard to get their attention. Ready? Go. Yes, look at that. You even turn yours over. So if you want to talk to your kids about the dangers of vaping, you have to get it trending. Right, Backpack Kid?
Let's do it.
First, invite your kid to do the vape talk. Let's try this. All right.
Why is he here?
Yeah, I gotta get it trending, honey.
Come on.
To the left. To the right. Let's go.
Oh, honey, can we talk?
Yeah, what's up?
I see a lot of your friends vaping.
Visit talkaboutvaping.org for tips on when and how to have the vape talk.
Bigger than I remember it being. Media, advertising, and journalism all play a major role in how information is shared every day, and the laws and ethics behind them are just as important. Joining us today to talk about communication law, ethics in media, and his work here at Bradley is Dr. Stephen Banning. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you for inviting me.
Of course. You teach several courses here in the communications department, including law and ethics. What first drew you to teaching these subjects?
Well, there were things I actually worked in. And so when I was 18, one of my first jobs was in radio. And I also worked in public relations and also as a journalist for a number of years and got to meet, like Jesse Jackson recently passed away, but got to meet him and talk with him. So some really cool things. So I get to teach about that now.
Yeah, that's amazing. A little known fact is that you like to take breaks during class to exercise your magician skills. Could you tell us a little bit more about this talent?
Yeah, well, I do brain breaks because when we're talking about things that are kind of heavy, sometimes the research shows it's good to take a little bit break, so we take 90 seconds to do something. So I did bring this looks like a sponge ball here. This is actually an apple without calories.
Oh, really?
Actually
okay.
It's not. But I'm going to take it. I have it in my right hand. I'm going to take it and place it into my left hand here, and I'm going to make it jump from my left hand into my pocket. Okay, now watch.
Okay.
It snap my hand, it disappears, and here it is in my pocket right where I said it would be. Now,
wow.
I know what you're saying. That's fine for the kids, but what do you have for us? So I'm going to try it one more time, and I watch very carefully. I'm going to place it into my hand like that. And I guess I need bigger thumbs for this trick. Actually, this isn't the hand with the red ball. This is the hand, see, with the red square.
Oh.
This is the hand with the black ball, and the red ball is right where I said it would be in my pocket. And that's what we call a brain break.
Oh my goodness, that is impressive. I've had Dr. Stephen Banning in class and I've not seen that one, so that's very impressive. That was a great little brain break from our interview here. But going back into the questions, for students who might not be familiar with the topic, what is communication law and why does it matter in media today?
It's really important. It hits so many areas. For instance, from defamation, you have to how to be careful how you treat people, and the rules about it are not necessarily, you would think, well, they're not necessarily intuitive. You would think, well, this works because of this, but there's these theories that you wouldn't think about. So it's good to learn about that, what you can do and what you can't do. In advertising and PR, you learn what the rules are as far as how you describe something and when you can exaggerate something a little bit when people know you're exaggerating. But if people think it's a fact, you can't. And there's some fine lines there, and so we learn about all of these interesting things.
Yeah, those are all very interesting. So thank you so much for coming and talking to us about these things. Feel free to stop by Dr. Stephen Banning's office hours for a quick hello.
Thank you.
Micah.
Today, we also have a guest, Dr. Dakota Horn, who tells us more about his journey and his passion here at Bradley.
For this week, someone you should know is Dakota Horn. Dakota is the Associate Dean of the Academic Program and is an Associate Professor at the Global Caterpillar Center at Bradley University.
So I got my degree in undergrad in communication, then went into the workforce, but realized I wanted an advanced degree. Went back while working full-time to get my master's. Loved that, taught, and then that's where lightning struck. I'm like, I want to teach for the rest of my life. And then came here. This was my first gig.
Dakota also teaches comp theory in London for Bradley's Study Abroad program, which takes place during J-term in December. Dakota thinks studying abroad is an amazing experience for students to learn a new culture and apply comp theories to real life.
To me, it's just the cultural differences, right? I mean, I can go from one town to another town in the same state, and there's going to be cultural differences. But when you go thousands of miles away, it changes how you see the world and what you can talk about in your class.
Looking around Dakota's office, you'll see lots of relics from the show The Office. So of course we had to ask what his favorite episode was.
It was when Stanley had a heart attack that Dwight had set off the fire to train everyone on this situation. And just the comedic timing of it's hilarious. I've watched the show several times, but the interplay of all those characters is just hilarious.
Dakota made a clever connection between the show's workplace humor and the real dynamics of teamwork and communication in a classroom setting.
We talk about it in all my classes all the time. I'm teaching team communication right now, so the idea of like, what does it look like in the office setting when you have these oddball characters that navigate it? But I'd say that was probably my favorite one.
From studying abroad in London to bringing those lessons home to Bradley, Dakota proves that great communication connects people, no matter the environment. For BUTV News, I'm Ava Riley.
Next, Delaney Giles takes us beyond the field and through the stats.
We also take a look at the upcoming events around the Peoria area.
I wonder if you know that I want the best for you. That I know what you're going through. I know things aren't easy, but you still show up. I wonder if you know that we can get help. That we don't have to go through this alone. Let's see how far we can go. Love, your mind.
The impact of a meal goes well beyond feeding our bodies. Food can open endless possibilities for people to thrive. Because when people are fed, futures are nourished. Everyone deserves to live a full life. And with your help, together we can end hunger. Join the movement at feedingamerica.org/actnow.
All right, guys, so this Sunday there was a big game for Bradley basketball. Were you guys there?
I was there.
I was there too.
It was such a blast. I was a little worried for a second, but I'm glad we were able to pull it off.
I was very scared of at first, then I saw us honing on defense, and I really knew we secured the win. So.
Glad we were able to lock in.
Yes.
For sure.
Absolutely.
Well, hello, everyone, and welcome back to BUTV Sports. The beginning of March means more excitement in the world of Bradley athletics, so let's get right into it. Let's kick things off with our men's basketball team. The Braves finished their regular season at Carver on Sunday as they faced the Murray State Racers. Sunday's game was senior night, and the seniors kicked off the game with a strong start. In the first 15 minutes, there was only one basket scored for the Braves that was not from a senior. While the starting five had an impressive performance, the bench was also crucial to the game, as Dietrich Richardson and Caillou both showed out with dunks, and Montana Wheeler had a fast break bucket. Alex Hubrechts ended the first half with a three-pointer, giving the Braves a 1-point lead at halftime. The Racers scored a pair of free throws to kick off the second, but the Braves answered back with an 11-1 run, courtesy of Jonovic, Hubrechts, and Johnson. Despite 7 lead changes and 8 ties, the Braves took the lead at 19-26 and never gave it back. With key performances from Bradley's seniors Alex Hubrechts, A.J. Smith, Corey Thomas, and Ahmet Jonovic, who scored a combined total of 51 points, the Braves clinched an 87-78 victory. This win brought the Braves to second in the Missouri Valley Conference, earning them the second seed in this weekend's MVC tournament. The Braves will be back in action this Friday at 6 p.m. in St. Louis as they face the winner of the Valparaiso versus Indiana State game in their first game of the MVC tournament. Now on to baseball, who faced the SIUE Cougars yesterday. With scoreless first and second innings, Bradley broke through in the third with a 3 RBI double from Jack Holubowski. The Cougars answered back with 2 runs in the third and 1 in the fourth, but Bradley kept them at bay. The 6th inning was crucial for the Braves as they added 3 more runs with key hits from Cal Layton and Luke Skinner, extending their advantage to 8-3. SIUE attempted a comeback with 2 runs in the 8th and a 2-run homer in the 9th, but Bradley was able to secure the win, clinching an 8-7 victory. The Braves head to St. Louis University and Lindenwood this coming week. This morning, the university announced a new initiative regarding the Premier Club Sports Program for women. This initiative includes women's ice hockey coming in the fall of 2026, women's flag football coming in the spring of 2027, stunt women's soccer, and women's wrestling. Dates for those are yet to be announced. The expansion of this program is made possible through a $1 million gift from Nick and Nancy Owens. President Shadid commented, "Athletics helps foster resilience, belonging, and pride. These new programs create additional pathways for our students to grow, compete, and thrive." For more information and details about ice hockey and flag football tryouts, visit bradley.edu/premier clubs. Looking ahead, women's basketball hosts the Evansville Aces and the Illinois State Redbirds. Softball faces Indiana State in a doubleheader. Women's tennis heads to Marquette in Milwaukee. Baseball will face St. Louis University and Lindenwood. Women's golf heads to the Chris Bannister Classic, and men's basketball will be competing in Arch Madness this weekend. That's all for BUTV Sports Tonight.
It's good to see that we're expanding some of those club sports for women. I thought it was really cool to see some of the new sports that are coming to campus.
Yeah, for sure. I'm just sad that I'm missing it. Be graduating. I can't experience any of it.
You'll have to come back and watch, support some friends.
Of course, absolutely.
Up next, events for Convos, Comida, and Celebrity Hour.
With an outstanding performance to ribbon our show.
How do you know when you've made the right decision? It's the feeling you get in your gut. The one that tells you what's right or wrong. It's the one that says, sure, I can have a drink. Or the feeling that says, okay, I've been drinking. Now what? It's the voice inside you that says, I'm buzzed. Better leave the car when it's time to go. Plan ahead. Catch a sober ride. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
It's important to get a flu shot each and every year because flu viruses are constantly changing and immunity from the vaccine decreases over time. Flu vaccines are updated annually to work against that year's viruses. The best time to get your shot is in the fall, but getting it later can still help. Getting a flu shot lowers your risk of getting sick, and if you do happen to get flu, it's likely to be less severe.
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. What about those barbecues you plan in detail for your family? Or your daughter's first costume party? It was out of this world. The same way you plan each detail for those moments, start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Sign up for local weather and emergency alerts. Prepare an emergency kit and make a family communications plan. Protecting your family is the best plan you can make.
Let's take a look at some upcoming events. Interested in practicing your Spanish? Mesa Hispanica is opening the table for Spanish conversations this Friday at noon. Located at Bradley Hall 310, this is a great opportunity to practice even if it's just poquito Spanish. An empanada sale comes to the Student Center this Tuesday, March 10th. The stuffed bread will be sold alongside aguas frescas, such as horchata and jamaica. The Association of Latino Professionals for America invites you to enjoy some ricas aguas. For an exciting celebrity appearance this weekend, the Peoria Civic Center presents comedian Cat Williams on stage on Saturday. Williams brings the claws out and takes over for his 2026 tour. Tickets sell out fast, so you should keep that tent from before handy.
It's hard to believe we're almost about halfway through the semester. I know I'm studying for midterms already. I don't know about you guys.
Me as well.
Yeah. I have 2 exams today, actually.
I gotta study for midterms, and then the next week I'm gonna celebrate my 21st birthday. So right when spring break hits. Thank you guys.
Twins, I guess.
Yours is before mine.
Well, that's it for BUTV News this week. I'm Julia Hunt.
I'm Cassie Maxwell. I'm Delaney Giles.
I'm Kerrigan Craig.
And I'm Micah Gatewood. We leave you tonight with A Million Stars as performed by Samantha Conklin. Have a great night.
If I told you I were falling in love, would you believe me? If I told you I saw a million stars in your eyes, would you complete me? When I first met you, I was all alone, living on the streets, no place to call home. You came along, you saved me, and without you I know I would be gone. If I told you I were falling in love, would you believe me? If I told you I saw a million stars in your eyes, would you complete me? Gave me your coat, we walked to the nearest shop, told you my story over a hot coffee cup. You listened well, then told me I am so glad you never gave up. If I told you I were falling in love, if I knew I saw